Hello Gemini and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your fortnightly reading for April the 16th through to the 30th. I was going to say 31st for a second, but yeah, 30 days has April. So 16th to the 30th, moving from Aries into Taurus season. So Taurus season, the month before you guys are having your season. So usually that's when your little solar batteries are probably at its lowest because you're about to hit, you know, your boost in your season. So yeah, interesting. We'll see what's coming in because Aries is a nice compatible energy for you. We have Miss Stella here today sitting in the sunshine. She's actually hasn't been well. I've got to take her to the vet tomorrow. So we're letting her have a nice little sit in the sun for the moment. She's like, that's the first I heard, you're taking me to the vet. I'm like, yes, you got to go to the doctor. Yeah, Gemini, this reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. So I always recommend to watch all three of your placements if you know where they are to give you kind of the fuller picture of what's going on for you. And this is a general reading. Gemini, just take what feels right and leave the rest. And if it does really resonate, there will be an extended reading. The link for that will be in the description box below. Okay, so Stella, you need to move across a little bit. I know it's so nice sitting in the sunshine, but I need you to move across for Gemini. So let's see what's coming in, Gemini. Ah, she's going to leave a nice little spot for you. I will put this up on the screen. So energy for Gemini coming in. Let's get this reading started, shall we? Let's get this started. She's giving you a tail flick now. She's contemplating. Cup 2, Moon Cancer. Nice. We've got some love coming in for you. A nice relationship. 1-5 Sun Leo. Oh, just as I said that, there's a bit of a reality check around this person that's coming in. Maybe it's kind of not exactly, they're not exactly who you thought they were, or maybe it's not going exactly where you thought it was. And we also have Sword King, Aquarius, Crown. Okay. So this is where you're kind of getting in your head a little bit about somebody and thinking, is this working or isn't it? And so it's not necessarily listening to your heart at this moment in time. So there's a particular relationship that there's a massive question mark around at this moment in time with this Sword King, Aquarius, Crown. And this is where you might be kind of like being a little bit cool with somebody, or you might be emotionally detaching a little bit from somebody. But because it's got the Aquarius and the Leo, you know, they're the opposite energies of Leo's very warm and generous and, you know, fun and playing, and Aquarius is cool and detached. And it's like somewhere you're caught in the middle of which way to be with this person or which way to be within this relationship at this moment in time. It may also be that you kind of feel stuck in the middle between somebody else's relationship. So it's kind of a stuck in the middle energy, Gemini, which is kind of, yeah, interesting. So if this is not about a particular relationship, it's just about relationships in general. But I do think that you kind of could be very much a little bit in your head around something. So let's see what else is coming in. And it could be that you're kind of being quite analytical about love. It's kind of thinking rather than feeling. So, yeah, trusting your head, not your heart. At this moment of time, here you are. I love it, the Lover's card. You've come in super strong. Crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a big choice and you're not sure if this is a path that you want to go down at this moment in time. You're not sure if this is the right opportunity for you, or if something's really grounding into a reality. So there's a lot of not sure question marks. In the conscious mind, you've got the 7 of Pentacles. So this is where you're kind of taking your time with this. You're being a little bit patient. You're kind of going, okay, I'm not going to rush into it, but it's very much saying if there's an opportunity, how much time and effort and energy do I want to put into this, really? So am I seeing the growth that I need? Is this something that's going to kind of sustain me? So Interesting. At the base, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is where I feel like there's a part of you that wants to still hold on to it, though. In the Tower, in the recent past, we've got the Tower. Might have had a bit of a reality check Tower moment with somebody, and it's kind of you're reassessing, which is interesting. In the near future, you've got the Six of Cups. So it's like, can we just go back to how it was? There's a sense of sentimentality here, a trip down memory lane. But you're presenting as the Eight of Wands. So you're wanting a bit of you are kind of maybe perhaps hyper-focused on this at this moment in time. But there's something that you're kind of very, this could have shifted gears pretty quickly. It's sort of like, okay, I thought it was going that way. Now it's heading this way. So, yeah, interesting. Energy around you, the King of Wands. This could be the person that you are thinking about. Somebody that, could be the person you're thinking about. It's a very Aries energy, but it's also for you. I think there's this sudden realization about the direction a particular relationship is heading down and really working out what it is that you want with it. So, yeah, interesting. In the hopes and fears, you've got the Four of Cups. And as an outcome, you've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, interesting. So the romance comes back just when you thought romance was dead. I need to see success. Okay, success coming in with the Knight of the Six of Wands. And at the base, we've got the Strength card, Courage. So this relationship at this moment in time is testing you 100%. So it may be early days in terms of if you're single. If you're single and this is this is a pretty new relationship, you're wondering who the hell this person is, and they're keeping you on your toes. Absolutely, like you're not getting bored with it so far, even though there's some things that are coming out that you kind of like, I don't know. Who are you? Kind of, or I wasn't expecting to see that side and I'm not sure if I like it, or they did something that you weren't expecting and it's kind of like, I need to process this. I need to process what's going on. So it does feel a little bit like you're following your heart on this one, which is kind of interesting because it feels like the situation is the Lover's card crossed by the Ace of Pentacles, which is the Lover's card is the card of Gemini, as we mentioned, but it does represent a choice. And in particular, because we're crowned by the Two of Cups, this would suggest a choice in love, a choice in relation to a particular relationship. And crossed by the Ace of Pentacles, this is, an opportunity. This is something that is being gifted to you at this moment. Perhaps you were even given something that you don't want. Maybe they gave you something and you kind of like, you gave me that. But it's something that has been handed to you and you're just going, not sure about it, not sure. So in your conscious mind, you've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is actually a very Taurian energy. So this is slow and steady wins the race. It's being very patient, which is kind of interesting because it feels like there's something, it caught you a bit off guard or a little bit by surprise, this energy. And it's a matter of you're still not sure how you're feeling about it, or at least you're trying to work out that, and at the moment you're kind of thinking a lot about it. And it's something like an annoying habit, or that they do something, or that there were rules that you didn't understand, and you're kind of trying to work out the next best strategy or plan for how to navigate this, because maybe it's one of those things that you thought you were more of a like it's us together kind of thing, whereas in their head it was like, oh, I'm still seeing other people, and you weren't aware of that or you didn't understand that. So it could have been that, or maybe there's something else going on with them that they assumed that you knew about them but you didn't, and so it's become a bit of a like I need to kind of work out what this is energy. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of give and take here. This is not a deal break kind of energy that's coming in with this. This is I need to kind of sit and think about this and decide whether this is going to grow. This is going to go where I want it to go. So yeah, interesting. And if you're in a relationship already, This may be that like the two of you are kind of going through some kind of struggle, or it could be even with the reality check of the Five of Wands. This could be anything, like maybe someone's had a health scare, or maybe someone's having trouble with their work, or maybe someone's having trouble. It may only be just one person in the partnership. So maybe somebody's, it could be around money. So it could be, looking at our bank balance and look in 10, 20 years' time, we're not where we thought we should be. So there's just a sense of a big major reassessment happening, no matter whatever status or where you're at with this relationship. So big assessment. And that's why at the base you've got the Four of Pentacles, which is very much, I'm still holding on to this though. I'm not ready to let this go because I felt like we've got a stable base here. So for some of you, if this is worries around money, this is like looking at savings and wanting to bring in more, you're looking at where you're going to be financially in like further down the track. But for others, this investment in terms of the earth energy is about time. So it's like, yeah, like I said, but part of it's like, what are you holding on to for fear of letting go? So it may be that you're holding on to some sort of old version or some old idea of, I thought you were this and now you've turned out to be that. And can I readjust my perception of you? So interesting. So this is where in the recent past we've got the Tower card, which is there's been some sort of revelation or something that's disrupted everything, and it's been a bit of a sense of, could have even been a shock, but it could have been a bit of, it's like unearthed this reality check where it's kind of like the Tower energy is sort of working out whether something still fits or not. I feel like there's just been some kind of revelation or insight that's come through, a moment that has shifted and changed everything, and it could have been quite unexpected. But in the near future, we've got the Six of Cups, which is actually quite a nice energy of wanting to restore the peace, wanting to just be really present, wanting to find some harmony within a relationship. And it could have been, okay, let's just rewind for a second and go backwards to where we were, and then work out whether we can get back to that place, or work out whether we can find that place of happiness here, because there is an innocence and a naivety to this, and it's kind of a little bit like innocence has been lost with a particular relationship, and this is either going to resonate or not, this reading. But the Six of Cups can be representative of childhood, the past. It can represent children as well. So maybe there was a conversation about children. Maybe something happened around your children. Maybe there was something from the past that came back, and it was like, in order to make sense of this, I need to look to the past. So you're presenting as the Eight of Wands, which is that you're wanting something to be very clear and heading in the right direction. This is able to adapt and be very flexible with the situation, but it's precarious. It is, because these 8 wands, they're all heading in the right direction for the moment. It may be that you need to speak up and be really clear. This can be very news coming in. It can be very clear direct messages coming in, whether it's coming to you or you're putting that out. There needs to be a sense of some sort of clear direct message, and the person that has the most clear and direct message is the Aries energy. Aries, if we talk about Mercury and Aries, it's very clear, direct. So clear, direct speech is possibly what is needed in this situation here. So that's why the energy around you, it may have been that you were the recipient of this, like we said, but that has there's nothing that's been left out in the cold. It's all on the table here. It's all clear. It's like, I'm not hiding anything here. It's like, boom, this is what it is. So in terms of your hopes and fears, you've got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stagnation. So, and not really sure about what's on offer emotionally here as well. So it's, like I said, a big question mark around it. But interestingly, you've got the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands, which kind of gives me a sense of second chance or things getting back on track, because there's success around following your heart and listening to your heart. At first, your head kind of comes in and starts overtaking and going, okay, what are we going to do about this, blah, 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 processing. But once you listen to your heart, this is where there's going to be, the energy is going to take you down a successful path. So really, you know, the Knight of Cups is following and listening to your heart on this one. And the Six of Wands, you know, both of these are energies of, you've got a lot of Leo in this because you've got 1-5 Sun Leo. The Six of Wands is a Leo card of recognizing your feelings. It's kind of like somebody perhaps didn't. It's like they revealed something and they weren't really particularly considerate or weren't validating or considerate of who you are. It was a sense of but a part of this is a recognition of somebody, like somebody's being recognized or validated. And so this is kind of where this goes either one way or the other. So it's like, okay, I validate, I accept, I know who you are, or it feels like what they did was very invalidating of you. So either way, I do feel like with the Strength card, it does take a lot of courage to follow your heart on this one. It's taken a lot of resilience. It has been a bit of a test, but I think ultimately what it comes down to is acceptance of the other person and acceptance of yourself, and having feelings and expression of self recognized. So and it's a two-way street here within this relationship. So that's why it's successful in that you're following your heart. If you're getting that recognition and it's a two-way street, then this relationship can move forward. But if you're not getting that and you're seeing there's a lack of that, then it's a sense of, I'm not actually getting a breakup here at all, but I'm just getting a sense of a reevaluation, and it actually feels like a positive shift and move forward with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Wands. But this is going to be entirely personal, up to you, because like we said, it is having the courage to follow your heart and to have your speak up, let your feelings be heard, and honor how you're feeling about something. So that's kind of important as well. So there's a little bit of an interesting relationship test coming on, but it feels kind of in a strange way it feels pretty safe to me. Like it doesn't feel nasty. It doesn't feel too much of a shock and surprise. It feels more like it's opening you up to something that you weren't expecting to open up to. So it's kind of expanding you and probably testing some limitations around ideas or how communication within a relationship. So yeah, interesting. In terms of affirmation, and this actually, again, with this card, it was reminding me a lot of speaking up for yourself, stepping into your authority, stepping into your power, because this one says, I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. So this is, something that's coming in. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. And that's exactly what's happening. It's kind of like, it's taken me a moment to it wasn't something you expected. You need to process it, but it's asking for clarification and understanding. And then it's a matter of making a decision after you kind of work that out. It says, I see clearly. Okay, I willingly forgive. I breathe love into my vision and I see with compassion and understanding. My clear insight is reflected in my outer sight. So I think that's also really important as well, because it doesn't feel like this other person deliberately, and you can always flip this might be you, deliberately tried to mislead or hide anything. It was just, there was a bit of a misunderstanding here, or a bit of there was a miscommunication of some sort. And now it's all out in the open. It's kind of like, okay, where to from here? And you're seeing everything really super clearly, and it's really up to you. Like, you're stepping into, you're large and in charge. You're being the King of Wands. You're in charge of your life and how you're feeling and what you need within this relationship. So the universe is kind of giving you this bit like the Ace of, this opportunity to step up into this position, but like this Ace of Pentacles, but part of you was like, well, I didn't really want to be in this position in the first place. I didn't really think I was going to be making this choice. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It absolutely is. So let's pull a charm, and lovely little Miss Stell doesn't like this because I think it sounds like a snake, like the kind of hissy sound. So let's see, what have we got for Gemini? We've got the moth. Okay, beautiful. We've got the moth. Okay, now I'm getting something slightly different. Usually for the moth, I get fly to the light. You know, this is where you're going to, it's helping you ascend out of some of the darkness, and it's there for those process even when you're traveling through the darkness. But what I'm getting is an image of mothballs in an old, you know how nanas used to have mothballs and put them in their cupboards. I don't know if this is still a thing, but my nana used to do it and they stunk. But it used to, I don't know, I think it was to keep the moths out. But there's something about a cupboard is being opened and it's like there was a bit of dust. Something needed to kind of be cleaned and opened up in order to let some fresh air in, some refreshing energy here. So it's sort of like you can't, there's this sense of stagnation. Something was a bit funky and stagnant, and something needed to be opened up in order to kind of shift this energy within the relationship. And it's kind of like you couldn't necessarily keep the moths out all this time because and the moth energy I'm kind of getting is short term. This is a short term energy. It's something that's not, it's light for a start, but it's also something that is not particularly, like, the worst thing a moth's going to do is put some holes in your clothes. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, that's annoying, but it's not life threatening, or it's not, you know, in the catastrophe scale, it's zero, it's nothing. But unless it's, you know, like a $5,000 Versace gown, but I mean, how many of us have got that? Some of us might, but anyway, it's a sense that it's something kind of pretty minor, but it's something that it's unavoidable and something that it's not a big deal if it happens, but it's also something that needs to be addressed, if that makes any sense. So the moth energy, it's light. It's something that can get resolved. I think I'm kind of getting 2 days for whatever reason. There potentially might be, this might be over in 2 days. It's just a short-term kind of thing. So that's what I'm getting, Gemini. That's the reading, very much relationship focused, and apply that to any way that you see fit with any sort of relationship that's going on for you at this moment in time. And this can be whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship or a long-term relationship. Even this could be, you know, it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be friends, family. It's just something that you weren't expecting. So I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to look into the near future and future beyond and see where this is going, because I feel like you're successfully following your heart with this, and there's a sense of, you know, opening up to something, but then deciding whether you're going to really keep going down this path with this person or not. Where is the relationship going? We're going to pull some more cards around the near future and the future beyond and explore it a little bit further down the path. So that's all going to be in the extended reading. Love it if you come over. Also going to just pull some clarifiers and any other kind of intuitive messages that you need to hear around this. We'll get some oracle cards out. And normally, Gemini, I would be doing the career, money, love and relationships, but for whatever reason, I'm getting the message not to do that this time. So, and I'm going to focus in on this part of the reading. So that's what's happening in the extended reading this time. So the link for that will be in the description box below. I'm also pinning the link to the comments. And yeah, if this is where we're leaving each other, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and take care.